Now, the American Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is facing some pretty tough questions from the Senate Finance Committee. As soon as the questioning began, the exchange turned heated. Now, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was facing questions regarding his recent shake-up at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. During one of his responses, he called America the sickest country in the world. Listen in.
If we don't end this chronic disease, we are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at CDC. They did not do their job. This was their job to keep us healthy.
Thank you.
And I need to fire some of those people to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Now, the U.S. Senate Finance Committee has called Kennedy to a hearing about his plans to make America healthy again. At one point during Kennedy's testimony, a protester shouted to disrupt the proceedings. From Bernie Sanders to Elizabeth Warren, RFK Jr. has had some intense exchanges during the hearing. Now, Kennedy recently fired Susan Menardez, and he's installed her as the CDC director for less than a month, and has sought to reshape the nation's vaccine policies to match his long-standing suspicions about the safety and the efficacy of the vaccines. Now, RFK Jr. has said that when he asked the CDC chief, Susan Menardez, if he can trust her, she said no twice, and that is why she was fired from her job. All right, now joining us over the phone line, we've got our correspondent Susan Terani, who's joining us from New York. Susan, tell us, what is this revamp that RFK Jr. wants to bring about with the country's health system?
So RFK Jr. has been defending his position, saying that we have more chronic illness in the United States in the past 30 years than any other country in the world. And he says when my uncle was president, JFK that is, that number was only 11%. Now that number among kids is over 90%. And he says that this is the way he's defending himself. He's saying this is not since I became in charge, and this is something that has been going on. Part of it he blames on the CDC, justifying that firing at the CDC. But this has been a spectacular really theater to watch, because it's really along partisan lines, with the Democrats basically saying that the changes that he's making, not only to vaccine mandates and the CDC, are not based in science, and it's based on a set of conspiracies. The Democrats are really pushing back on him. Even Republicans like Tom Cassidy, he also said that he was concerned about the direction that RFK Jr. is taking. So while this is along party lines, some are concerned that he's making these changes too fast, and it will ultimately have a dire effect and raise skepticism regarding vaccines. He continues to say, I'm not anti-vaccine, but I'm pro-science. But nonetheless, it's been a showdown, and he is defending himself on the one hand, and lawmakers are really grilling him on the other. It's really, we really haven't seen anything like this, notably when it comes to health issues here in the United States in recent history. So it'll be interesting to see how all of this pans out.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Susan, for joining us with all those updates there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.